The tennis world is in absolute chaos as Eala's Cincinnati Open tickets vanish in record time, and the jaw-dropping price tag attached to them is leaving even the wealthiest fans gasping for air. From a staggering 70% price surge in just 1 year to a ticketing system that completely buckled under the massive Filipino fan rush, the numbers behind this sellout are pure insanity. Tournament directors who have hosted legends like Federer and Serena are calling this the most unprecedented demand they have ever seen, all driven by one 21-year-old powerhouse who refuses to lose. As resale prices skyrocket to nearly triple face value, fans are torn between emptying their life savings and missing out on a historic moment that could define women's tennis forever. This isn't just a match anymore, it's a cultural earthquake, and the shocking cost to witness Eala's magic has everyone asking, is it worth the price of a small car? Buckle up, because the Eala ticket frenzy has officially broken the internet, and what happens next will leave you absolutely speechless. Eala has transcended the boundaries of traditional tennis stardom to become an unstoppable cultural force. The staggering numbers accompanying her every move provide irrefutable proof of this seismic shift. The 21-year-old Filipina powerhouse has soared to a career-high ranking of world number 20, securing the prestigious 17th seed at the Cincinnati Open, her highest seeding ever in a WTA 1000 event. That distinction eliminates the need for qualifiers or wildcards and cements her status among the elite. But it is not merely her ranking that has set the tennis world ablaze. It is the unprecedented, almost fanatical public fervor that trails her like a shadow wherever she competes, turning ordinary tournaments into national holidays for the Filipino diaspora. In Toronto, officials were forced to relocate Eala to the iconic center court after ticket demand exploded beyond all logical projections. The result was a logistical nightmare, and the National Bank Open selling out an opening Wednesday session for the first time in 2 decades, a feat not accomplished since the legendary Serena Williams graced the tour. Now, Cincinnati is experiencing the exact same electrifying phenomenon. The Lindner Family Tennis Center, home to the lavish $7.4 million Cincinnati Open, is being utterly overwhelmed by a tidal wave of passionate Filipino fans, overseas workers, and tennis purists, all desperate for a glimpse of the young woman who has single-handedly revived the sport's global appeal. Tournament director Bob Moran, a seasoned veteran who has spent decades managing icons like Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Serena Williams, was left utterly stunned by the massive ticket rush directly attributed to Eala. He admitted he had never witnessed anything quite like it in his entire career. The ticketing infrastructure catastrophically failed around 6 in the morning, as hundreds of thousands of fans from different time zones simultaneously flooded the digital platform. Organizers were forced into a frantic, high-stakes scramble to restore functionality before the 9 o'clock deadline, a crisis that exposed the massive underestimation of Eala's global pulling power. This is not just a tennis match anymore. It has evolved into a full-blown cultural phenomenon that has united the sprawling Filipino diaspora across North America, Europe, and Asia, transforming sterile tennis courts into vibrant, festive arenas echoing with chants, flags, and an overwhelming sense of national pride. The Eala effect has turned every tournament into a home game for the Filipina star, creating an atmosphere so electric that even her most seasoned opponents have confessed to feeling the pressure of playing against an entire nation. Now prepare yourself for the most jaw-dropping aspect of this entire saga, the astronomical ticket prices that have transformed the Cincinnati Open from a sporting event into a luxury commodity, leaving fans financially devastated yet emotionally compelled to participate. In 2025, a modest tennis enthusiast could secure a perfectly reasonable first-week ticket to the Cincinnati Open for a relatively affordable $275. Fast forward to 2026, and that very same ticket now starts at a mind-numbing $470, a staggering 70% increase in just 12 short months. But here is where the story takes an even more insane turn. The $470 base price is merely the entry point, because the insatiable demand driven by Eala's presence has sent the secondary resale market into a complete frenzy. Tickets are being brazenly flipped for double, triple, or even quadruple their original face value. We are talking about seats that originally sold for $500 being relisted for $1,500 or more, with some premium courtside packages fetching prices that rival the cost of a decent used car. The average ticket price for the entire Cincinnati Open currently hovers around $176, but for sessions featuring the Filipina superstar, prices have been known to exceed the $500 mark. creating a two-tiered system where Eala's matches are treated as premium, exclusive events separate from the rest of the tournament. What is fundamentally driving these astronomical costs? The answer is pure, unadulterated economics of supply and demand. The supply of seats is painfully finite, while the demand generated by Eala's millions of devoted followers is utterly infinite, creating a perfect storm of hyperinflation. Eala has become the must-see attraction in all of tennis, outdrawing even some of the highest-ranked male players. The Filipino community has shown up in record-shattering force, creating what commentators have described as a home-court atmosphere that simply cannot be replicated anywhere else on tour. Even her fellow competitors have taken notice. U.S. Open champion Coco Gauff publicly praised Eala for bringing a whole new demographic to the women's tour, a demographic that is fiercely loyal, financially committed, and willing to empty their savings accounts to witness their hero compete. Let us dive into the sheer chaos that unfolded when tickets were finally released to the general public, because the numbers are absolutely staggering. When the virtual gates opened, tickets vanished within hours, not days, not weeks, but literally a few fleeting hours. The ticketing system, woefully unprepared for the sheer volume of global traffic, buckled and collapsed as millions of fans from across the United States, the Philippines, Europe, and the Middle East rushed simultaneously to secure their golden tickets, triggering error messages, frozen screens, and heartbreaking crashes. Bob Moran, the veteran tournament director, openly admitted he was genuinely shocked by the unique pulling power of the 21-year-old Filipina, acknowledging that her ability to mobilize a global fan base is unmatched by any current player on the circuit. From Washington, D.C., where she captured her historic first WTA title and danced with joy in front of a roaring, flag-waving crowd, to Toronto, where she captivated millions of primetime viewers, Eala has consistently drawn sellout crowds that have broken venue attendance records. The Cincinnati Open represents her final WTA 1000 tournament before the prestigious U.S. Open Grand Slam, and fans are fighting tooth and nail to see her in action one last time before the season's ultimate showdown in New York. After all the financial sacrifices, the system crashes, and the emotional roller coasters, the most pressing question remains: what exactly are these fans paying such eye-watering prices to witness? The answer is a tantalizing matchup that pits the unstoppable force of Alex Eala against either Elena Gabriela Ruse of Romania, ranked number 77, or the experienced Magda Linette of Poland, ranked number 68, in the highly anticipated round of 64. As the 17th seed, Eala earned a coveted first-round bye, allowing her to advance directly to the second round, a significant milestone that reflects her elevated status in the sport. This marks her first time entering a prestigious WTA 1000 tournament without needing to navigate qualifying draws or rely on wildcard entries. But here is the undeniable truth. It absolutely does not matter who she is playing against. The roaring fans are not coming to see Ruse or Linette. They are coming exclusively to witness the magic, the grit, and the unbreakable spirit of Alex Eala. Her stunning victories over titans like Elena Rybakina and world number 1 Iga Swiatek have permanently cemented her status as a legitimate force capable of defeating anyone on any given day. The Cincinnati Open serves as Eala's final crucial tune-up before the U.S. Open, which is set to begin on August 30th. Fans are willing to pay top dollar, make personal sacrifices, and travel thousands of miles for the privilege of watching her compete live, knowing they are witnessing the emergence of a generational talent. This absolute insanity represents something far bigger than the fleeting popularity of one exceptional player. It signals a profound, seismic shift in the entire landscape of women's professional tennis. For decades, the sport has been dominated by a small, rotating handful of superstars from traditional tennis powerhouses. But Eala's meteoric emergence has brought an entirely new demographic to the game, reinvigorating a sport that was desperately seeking fresh narratives and global expansion. This is not just about watching a simple athletic contest. It is about national pride, cultural representation, and the collective joy of seeing one of their own succeed on the world's most intimidating stage. Alex Eala has officially arrived as the biggest box office draw in women's tennis, and the world is watching, one sold-out stadium at a time. If you enjoyed this latest tennis update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe the channel right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.